My dear Wormwood, I note with great displeasure that your patient has become a Christian. In the meantime, we must make the best of this predicament.
I'm sorry, Uncle. I'm ashamed.
There is no need to despair. Hundreds of these adult converts have been reclaimed after a brief sojourn in the enemy's camp, and are now with us. All the habits of the patient, both mental and bodily, are still in our favor.
I'm not sure I understand.
One of our greatest allies at present is the church itself.
What?
Do not misunderstand me. I do not mean the church as we see her spread out through all time and space, rooted in eternity, terrible as an army with banners.
Then what do you mean, Uncle?
All your patient sees is the half-finished sham Gothic erection of the new building estate. When he goes inside, he sees the local grocer with a rather oily expression on his face, bustling up to offer one shiny little book containing liturgy which neither of them understands, and one shabby little book containing corrupt text of a number of religious lyrics, mostly bad, and in a very small print.
Oh, I see. So he judges the church by the appearances of the people who attend.
Exactly. When he gets to his pew, he looks around him and sees just that selection of his neighbors whom he has hitherto avoided. He wants to lean pretty heavily on those neighbors.
I see.
Make his mind flit and fro between an expression like the body of Christ and the actual faces in the next pew. You see, it matters very little, of course, what kind of people the next pew really contain. You may know one of them to be a great warrior on the enemy's side. No matter, your patient, thanks to our Father below, is quite a fool.
Haha, yes. Now what sorts of things should I look for specifically in the neighbors also attending church?
Please stand and sing this hymn.
Provided that any of those neighbors sing out of tune.
No!
Or have boots that squeak. Or have double chains or odd clothes. The patient will quite easily believe that their religion must therefore be...
You may have a seat now.
What if my patient doesn't notice these quirks?
At his present stage, you see, he has an idea of Christians in his mind, which he supposes to be spiritual, but which is in fact largely pictorial.
Very well, Uncle.
Yes, work hard, and then on the disappointment or anticlimax, which is certainly coming to the patient during his first 2 weeks at the church.
Yes, Uncle.
You see, in the very department of life, it marks the transition from dreaming aspiration to laborious doing. The enemy takes this risk because he has a curious fantasy of making all these disgusting human vermin into what he calls his free lovers and servants, sons, is the word he uses, with his intricate love of degrading the whole spiritual world by unnatural liaisons with these two wicked animals. Desiring their freedom, he therefore refuses to carry them, but by mere affections and habits to any of the goals which he sets before them, he lets them do it on their own. And there lies our opportunity.
And how might I seize this opportunity?
All you have to do then is keep out of his mind the question, if I, being what I am, can consider what I am in some sense a Christian, why should the different vices of those people in the next pew prove that their religion is mere hypocrisy and convention?
Is it possible to keep such an obvious thought from occurring even to a human mind?
It is Wormwood. Handle him properly, and it simply won't come into his head.
Thank you for all your help and advice, Uncle.
You're very welcome. But remember, at bottom he still believes that he has run a very favorable credit balance on the enemy's ledger by allowing himself to be converted. And thinks that he is showing great humility and condescension in going to church with these smug, commonplace neighbors at all. Keep him in this state of mind as long as you can. Well done, Wormwood. I'll be speaking with you again soon.